going to say this at the expense of us getting canceled.
Oh no.
Slightly underwhelmed, but highly intrigued.
I really enjoyed the album. This is definitely one that I would play as I'm cruising and just let it play. Bitch, fuck you, nigga. Nah, fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, nigga. Fuck you, bitch.
It's so creative.
Oh shit, I should have sucked his. What you say? I should have found a bigger dick. Bitch, get the fuck out my face. Oh, what?
This is how domestic violence happens. I never heard that before.
I couldn't do it.
No,
Oh my goodness,
I can't
couldn't do
take it, bro. But I've seen this before. You've seen this, have you not? This is Baby Boy.
My auntie is a man now. Old enough to understand now.
Did he just say my auntie's a man now?
Roll a page off, but only if you let a white girl say nigga.
What? Yeah, that one. That one is good, and I love that he put that on this album.
Well, what's up, guys? Jamal here.
Bourbon.
And we are here to do the Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper album review. See, we're in this hotel room just so we can hit this thing at 11 o'clock on the dot. And we're going to start listening to the album like right away.
Yes.
I don't got much to say. But we're going to get straight into the album. And I'm excited. This is a highly anticipated album.
I was going to ask you that. Do you want to explain a little bit why it's so highly anticipated for the people that do not know Kendrick Lamar, which I don't even know why you'd be listening to this, but...
Kendrick hasn't released the album in 5 years.
Okay.
This is his 5th project, and he has released 4 classic albums. Should have been 4 Grammy award-winning albums, but he got robbed once. We're not going to discuss that. But this is the 5th studio album, highly anticipated. I saw B-Dot tweet something that I think was very interesting, and I totally agree with this. B-Dot said, I wish, or I hope that all artists get a chance to have a project be this highly anticipated and with high expectations. Like he said, I hope everybody get a chance to experience this once. Yeah. And it has to be a big deal. And I've seen pictures all day long. Kendrick Lamar is in Ghana. He ain't worried about this album. It's done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's done. His work is done. He out enjoying his life. So we're gonna get right to it. I would like to say I want to react to the album cover. I saw it earlier today, but
I have not. Let me see.
I think we actually got to listen to the album before I can get any kind of reaction. I don't know what it means. I feel like the album might explain it a little bit more.
Okay.
Any thoughts yet?
He's king.
All right, let's go. We start off United in Grief. Jeez. All right.
Like the first time I fucked a white bitch. The first time I fucked a white bitch, I was 16 at the Palisades. Fumbled at my crib, that was a win-win because he had locked up Uncle Perry. She paid her daddy sins. Next time I fucked a white bitch was out in Copenhagen. Good kid, man. I flourished on them stages.
I choose me. I'm sorry.
Then your motto.
I know. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. I think that's amazing and it's great.
Nah, sometimes I be feeling selfish though. I feel that's bad sometimes because I do it at the expense of other people. I do feel bad about that. But
I think every once in a while though, people.
That's what the I'm sorry for is though.
Certain people, right? People like us, that, like me, that I constantly just give. Sometimes it's like, look, I'm choosing me. I'm sorry. Like, I know it may not seem like normal behavior, but I know I really enjoyed the album. This is definitely one that I would play as I'm cruising and just let it play. I think I like the second half better.
I think the second half, we'll figure it all out. Twitter, the scientists, the YouTubers, they'll figure it all out. Probably the second half is Mr. Morale, which is weird. And I'm saying probably because there's a song titled Mr. Morale in the second half, but also the title of the album is called Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, you would assume it was first. But whatever. Here's my thoughts. I am going to say this at the expense of us getting canceled.
Oh no.
Slightly underwhelmed, but highly intrigued. This is Kendrick Lamar, man. It's like you expect so much, such a high level. And
I think he delivered.
not to say that he did not deliver.
Okay.
Because you have to wait. You just have to listen more. You have to dissect more. You have to start understanding and peeling back the layers and the onions and filling out why is this here? What does this mean? Where's the hidden messages and the meanings and all of that stuff? Like, it's going to all come together at some point. Social media figure it all out. But it's just like, I like that. I love hidden messages and the stories, but like also just make it digestible too. Make it just great music, which is a lot of great music on here, but it's not a lot of like it's not a lot of music that translates to like
your mainstream.
Let me just cut this on right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be in a mood to listen to it. You gotta be willing to drive. But I mean, he got a lot of albums that have that same, the messaging, the meaning, and the hidden layers. But you can still just cut it on at a random point and be like, I'm into this right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt like he said a lot. And some of y'all might agree with it. Some of y'all might not.
It's an emotional roller coaster, bro.
Yes.
That album has everything.
Yeah.
You get
the good, the bad, the dark.
Oh my goodness, bro. It's so much stuff. Like, I think and I'm gonna pull up the track list while you talk. I think the first one where you get to like
well, let's just start off with the first one.
Yeah.
The way the melody, the tempo, everything, you just have and I think that's a great representation of the whole album. Because it was just everywhere. You had good, you had, heartfelt, you had some fun, you got stuff that made you laugh, that blew your mind on so many different levels. So I really think that first song kind of just captures the embodiment of the whole album.
I agree. And I think where like you get to Father Time and you just hear that record and him talking about his relationship with his father and everybody's relationship with their father. It's like, that's when you really like get in your feelings and have to start thinking like, man, I feel you. Even if you don't have like daddy issues or you do have daddy issues, you know somebody that have daddy issues, you have to stop for a second to like listen to what he's saying and like digest it. And it's a lot of that in the album. It's a lot of like gut punches in the album. A lot of reality checks. That's the real hard thing about this album is it's a lot of reality checks of and he said it in the song Mirror at the end, but this is like holding the mirror up to us. And like you just gotta face your truth. You gotta face your life. Like he talked about counseling and he talked about like seeing a psychiatrist and getting his life together and praying and like all kind of aspects of life. And it's just like holding the mirror up to like what we are seeing and feeling in our lifetime. And that's why the album is really, really good. But it's just like, it's so much like in the woods, if you will. Like you gotta go through it to like sift through it to really catch the beauty of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't just look at it from the outside and be like, that's it. That's fire. But it
definitely took us through a deep journey. And after the first or second song, seeing the artwork on the album, I was like, oh, I get it. And then towards the end of that first album or the first part, I was like, yep, like what I thought was correct. He has a crown of thorns on, which looks like the one that Jesus wore, which I think represents that he's the Son of God. Because throughout the whole album, it shows his Christianity or his relationship with God. Because it's not so much Christianity because he also adds other things like how he prayed to the trees and to which I love. He's a spiritual.
He also
being.
said like, I'm a Christian, but like not really though. Like he said something like that. Where he was like, but am I really though? Something like that.
Which I think a true Christian, like those are the kind of things that we think about all the time, you know. But I loved. I don't know. I really did enjoy the album. I look forward to spending some more time on it and listening to it and just enjoying it again, morsel by morsel.
It's
in
really,
the zone.
It's really intriguing because like he don't do a lot of interviews, or he don't do interviews at all anymore. So like this is, you can feel the vulnerability of like him getting into family things, relationships, friendships. Ah man, but he does it in a way where he's talking about himself, but you can see yourself in that story. And a lot of times he might even talk about everybody. Like he might not just talk about my relationship with my cousins, but everybody's relationships with their cousin. It's just so crazy. And he has this line in here that I know everybody's gonna be talking about. And
Which one?
When I caught it, I was like, man, this is real. This is when you know you say something real. But he said, when Kanye got back together with Drake, I was slightly confused. Guess I'm not as mature as I think I am. I still got some healing to do. And that's so.
And I was gonna ask you because I didn't hear clearly what he was saying. I was like, he mentioned something about Drake and Kanye, so I'm glad that you brought that up. Okay, so he's talking about that he can't get over. He's not mature enough to get over the drama the way they put it behind them, right?
Yeah. And the thing about that is, I'm only gonna speculate here, but so long time ago, Drake was on Kendrick's first album, Good Kid, Mad City, Poetic Justice. You know that song? And fantastic song. And it's like, man, why haven't we got a Drake Kendrick since then? But then Kendrick put out the Control verse on the Big Sean album. And, well, it wasn't on the album, but the Big Sean Control verse where he dissed all rappers, quote unquote, dissed all the rappers. And Drake immediately, like, just cut him off. And they never spoke again. And they haven't spoke. And we know Drake isn't just the one holding the grudge, because Drake seemed to forgive anybody for everything. He forgave Meek, he forgave Kanye, and
Which I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
I don't think
it
that
is.
makes...
No,
yeah,
it is.
Okay.
So that's what Kendrick's saying.
As a flaw.
That's what Kendrick's is saying. Like,
I guess I'm
just not mature enough to do that.
Yeah.
And the way we see him as the Mr. Morale, ironically enough, like, he's just not that guy. And I get that.
He's still human.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Man, what a dope album. Again, like...
There's a couple lines in there that... Like, it stings, or it just makes you take a step back, or like just, like you said, gut punches, or just takes your breath away in a shockingly manner. But there's so much truth. Obviously, me coming from my background, what was the name of that song? My aunt, Auntie.
It's called Auntie Diaries.
Oh yeah, Auntie Diaries. The way that song ended, it's saying he was referring to the fag, right, the F word, saying that it's okay to use it amongst each other, just like whenever it'll be okay to use it against each other or towards each other, when it's okay for a white girl to say the N word, right? Which I just heard that line and I was like, my goodness, like there's just so much.
And this, you know what it is? This is really, really crazy thing, but music used to be like this, but it's so hard for music to emotionally attack or attach to a person. Like in these songs, like the subject matter, the lyrics, the meaning behind them are like so like sticky, if you will. Like you feel it.
You do feel it.
You have no choice because of what he's saying, how he's saying it, and it's just like, oof. Jeez Louise. Yeah. When you listen to a song, any song of that nature, and it makes you sit there and think like, oh my God, bro. Like,
I feel like I need a drink.
Yeah, like, but then they even was saying like, you never felt grief until you did it sober.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, good grief, bro. And it's just that type of stuff, man. And I think like just off the top of my head, some of the smashes on here. Father Time, The Rich Spirit, We Cry Together is such a creative song where it's just you can feel the emotion, the passion between her and him. Like this is just a real street fight. Like this is really how toxic relationships are. I hate seeing that stuff, but I've seen it in real life and it's nasty.
And I don't understand people that can actually
I can't
live
do it,
in that environment.
It killed me.
But the way it ended was them like
getting back together, and that's how it be going down. And so We Cry Together, Purple Hearts was fire, and then Count Me Out, Crown, almost the whole second half.
Yeah.
Count Me Out, Crown, Savior, Auntie Diaries, Mr. Morale, Mother, I Sober, and like this whole second album was crazy. But it's just such a good album, and it's just like, man, he doesn't disappoint. And I said, I like the album and I want to hear more of it, but just on that first listen, it's like, where is the catchy, you know what I'm saying, the tunes? Then I'm not saying,
which ones are gonna be played on the radio?
Right.
Which ones are gonna be the hits?
And they don't have to exist. Kendrick can do whatever.
But there was
a
couple, and I can't remember. I should have been taking notes when it came to the certain songs that came on. But I do think there's a couple on there that we're gonna hear on the radio.
I think
for sure.
Also, and this is my last point. I don't know if you got more, but my last point is this is what music sounds like when you disconnect from the world. He doesn't know what trends are going on. He don't listen to other rappers. He been going through some stuff. He living his life for 5 years, and he came back and just made the piece of art and the work he wanted to make. And we don't hear anything like this. There's no music like this. Nothing in the world exists sounds like this. And this is truly what music sounds like when you don't listen to other people.
Yeah.
Like you can listen to like, no shade, I'm not throwing shade, but like a Drake album and say like, oh, this is influenced by this. You can listen to Kanye album and hear the drill influence or hear the southern influence. And you listen to this album and it just seems like the mind of Kendrick Lamar. What I felt like saying today. Mm-hmm. I cannot wait. I truly, truly cannot wait for tomorrow, for Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube to dissect this album and tell me all the hidden messages, all the deeper meanings, and
everything we missed.
Why is this here and why is this there? Like I wish I could do it, but my brain don't even. I think I'm analytical. It don't even go that far. So I cannot wait for the social media to tell me so I can go back and listen several more times and be like, ooh, that's what it was. Like I get it.
Yeah. I don't know. I am curious to see what's going to stick, if anything. Which ones is social media going to be stuck on, America's Vote, what they're going to be stuck on. And I'm excited to hear the criticism too, because like I said, he hit so many important points that a lot of people, especially in the black community, are not going to be okay with hearing.
That's fair.
And the fact that he put it out there and shows the support on different levels, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this stirs up.
Somebody tweeted, this tweet is going viral right now. It says, Kendrick Lamar and Taylor Page have no idea what they've done with We Cry Together. They've made a 2022 version of Baby Boy. It's about to be abused on Instagram.
And you said that.
I did. I'm telling you.
I
said it's just
that.
like Baby Boy, bro. It's crazy.
What else we got on there? Anything?
Yeah. Let's see what some more reactions here.
He's sick of the world.
Kendrick is sick of the world and 100% feel this. And I 100% feel this nigga. Trev Rich, that's my guy. Yeah, I feel you, Trev. Summer Walker singing about eating booty on Kendrick Lamar album where Ghostface features Wild Times We Are Living In. That's funny. To see, social media is going crazy right now, but congratulations, Kendrick, man. You really don't miss. He really, really don't miss. This is a heavy, heavy hitter. This is a big album. And again, I really cannot wait to just like ride through and listen to it a couple times tomorrow.
One thing I did want to add, which I mentioned earlier, I love how he mixes the musicality, the different beats and tones. I love how he's rapping on some, but then other parts feel like spoken word. And I think that just adds to the different levels of emotion.
Because when you do spoken word, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, to me, spoken word hits a little harder.
Yeah, because you're not like, confined to like rhyming or rhythm. You can just say
you're
what
saying
you
the
want
truth.
to
What
say.
you feel.
Like, and he did that even like on like off beats, like where you was talking about it in that particular song. It's like it felt like the beat was about to come in, and then he just jumped in before and just took off, and it's like, man, holy crap.
And what was the last song? Was it Mirror? The one where he has the lady?
Yeah. Mirror is the last song.
Is that the one where she's singing in it?
No, that's
Mother. So the emotion that she brought, to it, and for a minute there, I didn't even know what she was saying, honestly, but just the emotion in her tone and in her voice. Just made it. It just brought your mood down, like to feel the pain, and the message in that. But anyway,
everything was so intentional, bro. That's what I was saying.
Oh, for sure.
Everything is so intentional with Kendrick, so I can't wait for more feedback. But great album.
Are all his albums like this? Because I feel like he let us in with this one. Like you want to know who I am. This is who I am, and this is where I've been. And this is how much I've evolved in the past 5 years. Yeah. So are his other albums similar? Nice.
It's crazy.
Well, it's working for him. So.
All right, guys, man. We are out.
Definitely. I'm tired. I'm ready for bed.